Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Lasham Daily Briefing for Sunday, the 30th of March, 2025. So we'll start here with the synoptic from yesterday at lunchtime. We can see this ridge of high pressure that's been building up the English Channel. It was over the top of us yesterday, and we had an eclipse to deal with, about 27% eclipse, I think, which prevented the convection from really getting going until about lunchtime or just after. So there was a good day had yesterday, not as good as Friday, but there was certainly some good flying. If we run this on through midnight last night, you can see there's a sort of warm and cold front have come down the country, and by lunchtime today, they've moved out into Europe, and they've left us with a sort of northwesterly flow across the country, but still a reasonably high pressure. If we take that through midnight tonight and into tomorrow, the high pressure doesn't move far. The front's kind of starting to rotate around, and we should still have a good flying day tomorrow. Satellite picture then, as the sun comes up, the first thing you'll probably notice is that there's a fair bit of wave all the way from the north of Scotland right down into Wales and across the sort of spine of the country. I'm not sure if we'll see some of that as far south as here, but there's certainly some good flying to be had, and I can bet a place like Aboyne and such like are out there already enjoying that weather. There's nothing on the rain, excuse me, nothing on the rain radar to worry about. And if we run the forecast through for precipitation, there's nothing there to worry about all day long. There's no TAF from Odium. The METAR is 2808 knots, greater than 10k visibility, no clouds, temperature 9 dew point 7, pressure 1020 hectopascals. And Farnborough, they do have a TAF, and they're forecasting 2608 knots, greater than 10k vis, with few clouds at 3,000 feet, and then becoming, well, round about now, 320, 12 knots. Spot winds to the north of us, 31020 at 1,000 feet, and to the south, 32015 at 1,000 feet. And a quick look at wind day shows that we've got kind of a westerly wind with a little bit of north in it at the moment, and that'll become sort of more northwesterly throughout the day. And that's confirmed here by the local Met Office briefing for this area. And they're looking at about 12 knots, maybe gusting up to 24. So it will be quite breezy out there. Please look after the canopies out at the launch point today. GFS is suggesting it's going to be about 13 centigrade at lunchtime today, with the dew point down at about 5. So it's a reasonable split there, about 8 degrees. And right now we have just on 9 degrees centigrade, with the dew point down at about just below 7. The camera on the south side is showing that northwesterly flow. It's already quite brisk, and there's a sort of low cumulus forming already. That will obviously rise throughout the day. And if we have a look at sky sight, you can just about make out that low cumulus there. It will dissipate around about 9:30, 10 o'clock, and they're suggesting it's going to be blue all day. They are forecasting some thermal activity up to about maybe 2,500 feet above ground level, and maybe 2 to 3 knots in strength. So the potential flight distance doesn't look brilliant, and I doubt we'll need a grid out there today. I don't think there'll be a real appetite for going cross country this morning. Top meteo, if we run this through from 9 o'clock hour on hour, you can see by 10 o'clock we've got about 600 meters in terms of thermal heights. Now it's going up to 800, 900, up to about maybe 1,200 throughout the best part of the day. The potential flight distance is slightly different to sky sight, so there's a bit of a discrepancy. We'll just need to see which one wins out today. So no TAMs today. I'm just going to do the 3 local ones. 19 is Rushmore. Flare firing later on in the afternoon. 24 is Camberley. There's live firing at the range there. And 25 out to the west is Coombe Gibbet. There's going to be paragliders flying from there. So we'll take a look now at the local airfield briefing, and we'll start with the usual ODM cross-section. And they're suggesting cumulus cloud base around about 2,000 feet early on this morning, and gradually going up to maybe about 4,000 feet throughout the day. Thermal strengths along the bottom here are suggesting 2 to 3 knots to begin with, 3 to 4 knots in the best part of the day, and then petering off around about 5 o'clock with 1 to 2 knots. They're also showing surface winds going from 280 around to 320, and it is gusting 22 to 24 knots throughout the day. Glad the booking's in. There's a couple on the booked flying. There's one on the casual list. There's a K13 booked for trial lessons. There's single seat availability, and there's 7 people on the casual list. So if we can have a couple of instructors to come out and do some flying on the casual list. Dave Williams has already volunteered. Russell, if you're available, that would be much appreciated. And anyone else who's willing to come out and get involved, that would be a great help. Simulator is available as per usual. There's no movements today. Just one church notice, the hang wasn't packed properly last night. Please take extra care getting the gliders out. There's canopies have got wings over the top of them, and that's that kind of thing. So be very, very, very careful getting the gliders out this morning. General situation is that there's a nose high, which was ridging over the country yesterday. It's kind of settled down into high pressure just to the west of us. There's a cold front pass through the night. There's good soaring, probably blue at times. We'll be on runway 27, cables on the grass to the south, aerotow to the north. If there is any appetite for a grid today, it'll be the usual place on the north. And please be ready when the cables or the tug arrives to take your launch. Do not land or taxi on the disused runways as shown in red, and please clean the gliders at the end of the day. So here's your setup. Launch point vehicle will be to the south side of the runway, winching on the south side, aerotow on the north. If there is a grid, it'll be to the north there, and of course landing on the grass. That's it from me today. Have a great day's flying. Have lots of fun. Please keep it safe, and I'll see you out there shortly.